The early game in Fortnite Competitive can make or break your match. Dominate from the moment you drop out of the battle bus and you'll set yourself up for victory. In this video, I'll show you how to master the early game. Let's jump right into it. First up, let's talk about your drop spot. Picking up the right location can make or break your early game. You need to balance loot, materials, and look for uncontested areas. Here are the 3 types of spots to consider. High traffic drops include Warrior's Watch and Shotgun Solitude. These locations attract many players due to their abundance of loot and central locations and strategic points, making early game engagements common. These spots are perfect if you're confident in your mechanics and want a lot of early eliminations. However, be prepared for intense fights. Mid-tier POIs include Foxy Floodgate and Magic Moses. These drops offer a balanced amount of loot and with moderate risk and fewer players, allowing for a more controlled early game. These areas have solid loot and materials but tend to be less contested, giving you time to gear up and plan. Uncontested drops include Whiffy Wharf and Lost Lake. These drops provide a quiet, low-profile location with ample loot and materials for players seeking a peaceful start before engaging in battles. It's ideal for players who prefer to start slow at the start and prioritizes survival over early engagement. Once you pick your spot, memorize the landing path, prioritizing areas with guaranteed chests, ammo boxes, and materials by going into games and practicing or using websites like Fortnite.gg to help you plan out the early game. And remember, consistency is key. A perfect drop can give you huge advantages. Start by marking your drop spot on the map, then align your jump to be gliding directly over it. Aim to deploy your glider at the lowest possible height to land faster than your opponent, using landmarks like rivers, roads to judge your glider's distance. Practice makes perfect, so use custom lobbies to master this and use websites like landingtutorial.com. After landing, efficiency is everything and prioritize weapons, shields, and materials. For weapons, grab a shotgun first, then an SMG, then an AR. For shield items, get minis and big pots to provide protection and avoid risky fights. For materials, hit furniture, walls, and trees to max out wood early game and always be farming. For quick materials at Whiffy Wharf, start by harvesting wood around the dock and structural areas nearby crates, then head to the fishing boats and piles of barrels for additional resources, ensuring a fast material grind before engaging in battles. When engaging in early fights, positioning and timing are critical. Here are the 3 tips. Tip number 1 is third-party opportunities. Listen for gunfire and third-party fights when possible. It's an easy way to clean up without taking unnecessary risks. Step 2. Control high ground. Land on rooftops or elevated areas to control sightline and force enemies to come to you. Tip number 3 is smart edits and peeks. Use right-hand peeks to edit to maintain cover while pressuring opponents. Remember, confidence comes from preparation. If you looted well and gathered materials, you're in a strong position to win early game engagements. And finally, mastering the early game means knowing where to rotate. Avoid staying in high traffic areas too long. Rotating early to avoid storm and position yourself for mid-game fight. Look for natural cover, using mobility items and to scout for your opponents as you rotate. Staying one step ahead is always crucial. And that's how you master early game in Fortnite Competitive, from picking the right drop spot to dominating fights and rotating smartly. These tips will help you stage for victory. If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell for more Fortnite tips and tricks. See you in the next one.